Hello Cameron, you sounded desperate, so hence I do a quick and dirty review for you here, like a compressed version of the proper videos I'd like to make and have made. So, saddles. I have some candidates here. First of all, for example, this one, which you of course won't see the details of. This is not much worn. Here I can see the stripes on this side. What you of course know is that this pivots, so I like to put these on parallels, which I have measured of course, to the plate first. So I like to put it on like so, and then measure the top side here. And then, as I know this is unworn, I should be able, if these here are okay, to measure across here and have the same reading. And also, just testing this surface can be okay, but to my experience, it hardly is worth using as reference. But this should be reference. What you also see is that I have taken off the paint and ground or stoned all the surfaces here. That is because it is very useful to be able to put it onto these sides and also verify if these are useful as references. Anyway, reference here. You can also then, when you know that this is flat, or if it's not flat, build up, so you probably, I mean, you have to go back and forth to see what makes sense, but probably then use this as reference to the measuring here at least. So if you have 0 here and 0 here, and measures almost 0 across, then you can be reasonably sure you can use it as a reference. And then you can measure the way surface here, the wear on both sides. And of course, given that these are okay, these flats that you use here to put parallels on, you can measure this also to the same plane as this. So far so good. Then the other side, doing the same here really, but then I'm using these here. Not too worried or concerned about the height difference that there may be, at least not at this point, but what I'm after is measuring the yeah, that's also true. This has been resting on something that makes it less movable. I like it to float. So then I go here and I measure then the difference. Let's see, just I'm setting 0 namely on a piece of leftover material not worn, because when the this rides, it rides only until here, and here is the gib. The same here, you can clearly see on almost all saddles that there is an unworn strip. Of course, this is the original surface ground, and on this one I've noted 5, so I'm expecting now to go from 0 here and down here 5. It actually went further a little bit, like 6. Anyway, then you can clearly see the difference and the wear. And of course you can run the indicator all along here if you are certain that this plane is okay. And also verify that these can be used as references. Do the same here, of course. And as long as you know that in this case this and this side are okay to put on, or you know the error, then you can use this. But you can also then just measure locally so you get an idea of the wear. And then determine whether or not these are in plane with these ones and can be used as reference. So far, so good again. And now the to find the transverse ways, then you have to measure from this system to this system. And to do that, I like to use these flats here. Either one, but and then preferably also measure the other one. So you know you have unworn areas here and also here. You can prove that these are okay also by going across it like so, and also up here. And then you can use an angle like so and prove to yourself that this is flat. Now I have been taught to use, I don't know if these are similar, but use this method here, like you have one down there and one the other there, and then measure in between with the same, or if you're tilted, then this won't work, but at least this is not so practical in this case. So in this case I like to use just one shim and then measure the resistance. And here it's quite good, so I know that this surface is 90 degrees. And then there is a good chance that when I put it on this other surface, that this is also 90 degrees, and that I can use this now as the plane towards the dovetails, because that's my next step, namely to measure the dovetails. So it's some form of, let's say, you can use this distance piece to the waist. You can measure here. That was a little bit too high. So this will be better. So you go in there, so you know that you have a surface. Let's use this just for the sake of showing, so that you know that this is now parallel with Popeye. So I'm not introducing any errors, because now I'm not at the slanted surface, of course, and then every deviation from plane parallelism would matter. So then I can use this to measure the dovetails, just going across it like so, on both sides really. And then of course the pins, like you probably know and have seen, that you measure with pins placed here, here and here, and on this it's probably worn like so, and then like so. So it's fatter here and here, so use this as reference in the middle, and that as a compound measurement, of course, with pins, like you have them to this surface and to that surface on both sides, you will get the compounded error. But anyway, use this as reference, measure here with the micrometer or just a guesstimeter, I mean a caliper, the difference, and then you can have an idea before you start scraping. And then of course knowing then where the real reference is important also, because here you can also do the same, just finding out the error. And then you will probably see the same, or should see the same. Yeah, I forgot one more thing. Of course, this surface is important here. So you measure the same way with the angle, certifying that you are good there, and then you measure this surface. I see here this is there are machining marks all over, so this is pristine. And then you can do the same here. You go in here and then you measure the what is called, I see, as the fast angle, or the way here. So you measure this in relation to the other systems here. You have also an unworn strip here that you can go out to see the local wear. So from here to here, you probably have a difference. Yeah, I heard your comment about, I saw your comment about wide and narrow guide saddles. This is the narrow glass handle. If I wanted to use this for conversion to a wide guide, it's no problem. I only will mill down this so that this is not interfering, and then I will insert a wear strip here. Could be a brass strip also, at least so the thickness that I want. The only thing you don't want to do is to make it go either too, in this case, further forward. Same way you don't want it to go either up and down. Of course, you have the shims, but this is only, let's say, like 60 hundredths of a millimeter thick. So there's a limit to what I can compensate for. Good luck.